What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including this WWE star is the hottest act in wrestling, WWE considering a controversial finish for Jay vs Roman, are they moving in a different direction for the Bloodline split, bad news for Bray Wyatt, was Becky Lynch really injured, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Now, as always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, Maxine joins the Alpha Academy. Having Maxine Dupree join the Alpha Academy has been a pleasant surprise, as the WWE avoided going with the obvious storyline of Otis leaving Chad Gable. Maxine, a good fit for the group, and her addition has allowed Otis to embrace the lovable horn dog character he played so well during his Mandy Rose romance angle. Hopefully fans will get to see WWE do something with the Viking Raiders. Number 2, Drew and Riddle make good tag team. Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle proved an entertaining duo last night, playing off each other's strengths. Sadly, we don't think the team will last long, as Drew seems focused on getting the IC Championship, and the WWE is already dropping hints the Scottish Warrior isn't going to let anyone, friend or foe, get in his way. Number 3, Chelsea Green. This is such good shit. Chelsea Green's Karen gimmick is so good that she doesn't need to win many matches. However, the WWE also knows that a heel works better when they win more than they should, especially when they cheat, as Green and Deville did. While critics might question why WWE is wasting Green's time by pairing her with perennial jobber Sonya Deville, the promotion probably sees a good chance for Deville to benefit from Green's heat. Number 4, Zoe gets the win over Becky. Another win for Zoe Stark, as the WWE continues to get behind her since her main roster call-up. While Becky Lynch fans may disagree with how Zoe Stark has been plaguing Lynch, Stark has served well as a stalking horse for Trish Stratus while also getting valuable TV time. As long as the WWE doesn't waste a push by jobbing her out after the Trish Becky program, this is a fantastic opportunity. Number 5, Opportunity Knocks. Speaking of opportunity knocking, Logan Paul vs Ricochet is shaping up not to only be a banger, but a golden opportunity for Ricochet to finally step out of the mid-card and establish himself as more than a high spot king who helps put others over. Like everyone else in the WWE universe has heard about the WWE wanting to push Ricochet so many times that it's like the boy who cried wolf. Nonetheless, Logan Paul vs Ricochet not only gives Ricochet a chance to fly, showing off his tremendous ability flipping over the top rope last night like he did in NXT, a great callback, it also gives Logan Paul the opportunity to show he's a team player who can work with mid-card acts as well as main eventers. Number 6, WWE wasting no time with Bronson Reed. Last night's win by The Miz over Tommaso Ciampa may have seemed meaningless, but it's not, because the WWE immediately positioned Bronson Reed for a feud against Tommaso Ciampa. The idea of Reed serving as a hired gun for heels is intriguing, but the real intrigue is how violent a Ciampa vs Reed feud will be. And another mega main event. The Judgment Day vs Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins was a fantastic match that felt like a main event, both with the talent involved and the quality in the ring. The WWE needs to do this all the time, whether it's Raw or SmackDown. But that was good. What about the bad? Is number 1, WWE doesn't need multiple faction breakup storylines. The Bloodline story is so over right now that the WWE is starting to get a bit carried away with teasing dissension in the ranks, whether it's the Judgment Day or Imperium. While the Judgment Day breakdown is interesting, the Imperium in a conflict seems like it was hastily thrown together by writers who are either short on time or short on creativity and decided to go with another faction meltdown. Fans don't need to see 2 of the same storylines on one show, and they need to decide which faction is fracturing. Number 2, Ronda phones it in again. Ronda Rousey phoned it in again, and while part of the problem is the WWE letting her do so, last night's segment with Shayna Baszler was far too formulaic, especially if the WWE is using this feud to help Baszler get over. Ronda fans can talk about how much she elevated the women's division when she first entered it, but that was then, and this is now. Indeed, what has Rousey done for the WWE's women's division lately other than dismantle her opponents while failing to put them over? The only reason that this isn't in the downright ugly is because we hope Baszler gets a singles push after this program ends. That was nothing downright ugly, a mixed show to be sure, with the WWE all over the place. Nonetheless, there were strong segments that made up for squash matches. Cody Rhodes always delivering on the microphone, which is essential when fans know your opponent is at home counting Mr. McMahon's millions. What did you guys think of Raw last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Now, first story looks at it's all about the Bloodline. At top of today's news are multiple reports concerning WWE's hottest act, the Bloodline, including their latest triumphs and some controversy, including last Friday's Trial of the Tribal Chief segment and the likely Jey Uso vs Roman Reigns at SummerSlam match. The first is that it hit 3 million plus. The last Friday's SmackDown segment with the Bloodline was supposed to run 20 minutes but went nearly 40 minutes, disrupting the rest of the show and leading to WWE making some last minute changes. Unfortunately for WWE, their fans ate up every minute of the long-running segment, with SmackDown crushing it in the ratings. WrestleNomics' Brandon Thurston reports, in an all-important 18-49 demo, the show did a 0.76 rating, up from the 0.69 rating a week ago. At one point, the segment saw the audience rise over 3 million viewers, a huge number for WWE and one that can see even more with the Bloodline. Next up, this WWE star is the hottest act in wrestling. Our wrestling fans are always eager to share their opinions about wrestling, and so is former WWE writer Freddie Prinze Jr. as he was asked who he thinks wrestling's hottest act is, and he answered, "When Max is in the right story, it's MJF. When Sami was in the right story, it was Sami Zayn. But right now, I would say it's Jey Uso. That's what I would say." The WWE is undoubtedly hopeful the universe feels the same, but a proposed finish for the rumored Jey Uso vs Roman Reigns SummerSlam match could ruin everything. As next up, WWE considering a controversial finish for Jey vs Roman. At this point, fans don't even know when the match will be booked, but Hall of Famer Bully Ray is suggesting the WWE utilize a controversial finish. Ray discussed this on Busted Open Radio, saying, "If there was ever a time for a dusty finish in the WWE, it would be at SummerSlam. Imagine a dusty finish at SummerSlam in which we are meant to know that Jey Uso just won the match. Oh my god." And WWE not being on the dusty finish at all, but holy cow, if this wasn't just the right place for it. The so-called dusty finish, which was originated by Dusty Rhodes but overused so much during Rhodes' run as a booking JCP that it became forever associated with him, involves a babyface seemingly winning a match, often a title match, only for the decision to be overturned. Yeah, that would be one way to get the fans absolutely irate. But do you guys think it's a good idea to have a dusty finish? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, WWE moving in a different direction for the Bloodline split. Now, another captivating rumor has to do with the Bloodline Civil War and how the WWE could change their focus from Jey vs Roman to something else. Meltzer mentioned on the Wrestling Observer Radio that, well, I think the obvious thing is, that Jey's losing to Roman. And so Jey and Solo can have a big feud afterward, and Jey can get a big win over Solo with something that Roman does to cost Solo the match, which builds up to the split between Solo and Roman, right? And then you've got the direction there and leading into whatever you're doing for WrestleMania. The Bloodline's popularity invites to question what this white-hot storyline means for the WWE's rumored original plans for WrestleMania involving Rhodes vs Roman Reigns. If they feel a Solo vs Roman match is hotter, will they change its plans? Do you think that's the best way to go? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, bad news for Bray Wyatt. Our fans hoping for Bray Wyatt's return will still have to wait, at least if a recent report from Fightful Select is accurate. They recently noted that Bray Wyatt still isn't set for a return. When Fightful Select inquired about Wyatt's status, a WWE higher-up confirmed to us that Wyatt is still sidelined and is not cleared for action. We're told that he's still awaiting clearance and hopeful for a return whenever that occurs. While Wyatt's return date is uncertain, one WWE icon has a good idea on how to utilize him when he comes back. As next up, The Undertaker wants him to bring his old gimmick back. A taker weighed in on how the WWE can best book Bray Wyatt once he returns. The Hall of Famer recently spoke with Metro UK, suggesting they need to bring back Bray's character up to the original character, get away from they kind of got themselves booked into a situation where it's kind of difficult for him to have matches. I think the original Wyatt family Bray, that's the money. His promos and then his ability to work. He's an incredible worker, but he's not going to get the opportunity to do it. And the Phenom gushed with praise for Wyatt, reminiscing on their program together when Bray was doing his Wyatt family gimmick. Do you think he should bring it back though? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, was Becky Lynch injured? And last but not least, what happened to the reports that Becky Lynch was not cleared to compete on Raw? Fans heard various reports early on Monday that the man wouldn't be cleared to compete, only for things to change at the last minute. Now WRKD Wrestling is explaining what changed WWE's mind, clarifying Becky Lynch had suffered a minor injury and was not cleared initially early in the day upon arriving at the building. Because of this, Becky vs Zoe was removed from advertising. However, throughout the day, she was thankfully cleared. Therefore, the match went on. While cards subject to change often leads to unpleasant surprises, this was a pleasant one that exemplifies how news can suddenly change, not due to bad reporting, but rapid changes in real life. But there you have it folks, our look at Raw and the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.